Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith and Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and all sorts of fun this morning. And so what you're going to see here is when the market gets hit the way it does in the morning, the way it did this morning, you're going to see a lot of things looking like the futures right out the chute. But then as we start to stabilize in here, you can see this. Now we start to track natural buyers and sellers. So you're going to see some things taking out the morning lows, some things taking out the morning highs. And so we're constantly monitoring that 60 down in here, right, to see as it vacillates back and forth, how does it get out of here, right? And so right now you can see it's stabilizing, and you'll notice a lot more things are going to new highs and new lows on the day, right? So in the morning when it starts tanking, right, and it was pretty fast, so right here I'm like, oh, I wish I could get short, right? And then on the 30 minute we went inside, and almost everything went inside and up on the 30, right? At that point we're looking, as soon as this thing starts to stabilize here, we're looking at anything taking out yesterday's highs, right? Right, because anybody short something got what they wanted, market tanks. But when it starts to recover, anything taking out yesterday's highs, that's where you stick it to them. Conversely, so when it mellows out here and signals back down a little bit, anybody taking out the morning lows. And the reason that is anybody who bought something, they got what they wanted. The market rallied back. But if their stock doesn't, boom, tank. So now you can see this 30-minute hammer trying to come back up here. It's by Doji on the day right now, right? So it's still stuck. It is taking out last week's lows in the upper middle with QQQ. Here is the outside to the downside, but now you can see stabilizing in here is Doji. So we can watch these little signals here. So this tells us right now we can look for anything taking out the highs. What's this doing? As you can see, the morning highs WB takes this out. So anybody's got short in here, they got what they wanted this morning. The market tanks, but you can see it's starting to recover. And if you go to like Disney, there you go, hammer counter shooter 30, right? And so you can see this here. Got a nice little move. They chopped them up early seen, but now taking out yesterday's highs, right? So anybody short this thing is bumming, right? You're going into the new highs. You also got this nice green week, and you're inside month and up for the rest of the week here. So we'll see for the next half an hour over 195.98. We'll see what Disney can do with that. We also saw concentration in the REITs, VNO. You can see this goes down, and then as soon as this goes back green, upper left, right? You still have the signals on your weekly. Here, the inside bar down, rev strat to the upside, and now still going to the upside. And that tells you to also look at BXP. BXP, nice move here. The opening inside 30, off to the races. We already knew this is on the weekly, the two up, the two down, and gone. Here, that rev strat, 98. Now, but this is two down, two up on the month, right? So you can see that. So when it tells us keep looking at more REITs, AVB here, taking out last month's highs, week's highs, green on the day, right? Anybody short this thing is having some problems. Right now, inside on the 30. All right, futures still try to recover off the bottom of the hour like we're always watching. A couple other REITs. You had PSA here, now stalling out in here, but you can see that coming up on all these time frames here. Taking out last month's lows here, and then boom, right back through here. And you can watch that with EXR. EXR is kind of stuck in here, so we'll see how that goes. If we go to Detroit Ed and the Utes. All right, mellowing out a little bit here on the 30, but just one way to look at relative strength per the utility. So here on the monthly, you can see it poked down last month. Now reversal here, 2-2 back up over 124.58. That's good. Just running out a month, right? Taking out last week's highs. And the outside day to the upside. That means they tried to sell it down yesterday, got rejected, and are still getting rejected to the upside. We'll see if that sets up again here. You can see the inside 30 right here, right there. And off she goes. So we'll see what more comes of that. Because like I said, when you compare that to the utilities that are pretty much doing nothing, an inside day here, down on the week, right? And taking out last month's lows, you can see the relative performance. You got real buyers in there, all right? If you go to BCO, and BCO, here, once again, taking out yesterday's highs, right? Anybody short this thing got what they wanted, market tanked, not this thing. And now here you can see the inside 30 in the lower left, right there. Momo hammer inside him. Boom, off she goes, another inside 30, sticking it to him, but good. If you go to CTXS, and CTXS now coming in on the 30, Had some nice move here though, taking out yesterday's highs when it did that. All right, now it's still inside weaker, so we'll see if that sets up again for us. AWI. Okay, AWI. And here you can see this on the upper left, the 2-day down, and then boom, back to the previous range. That's good. Now, if you get to the 60, get stuck in here a little bit. We'll see you got an inside 60. See if you can take this out, 82, 81, and then stay up there. You're close. So here, now the futures are coming back down. You see this? Now, couldn't get out of that 60. That 30 took out the high. Now it's a potential outside bar to the downside, right? So now you're going to see a lot of things kicking into new lows here, right? That aren't because they got what they wanted, a rally back. Then they almost got the rally at the top of the hour. You didn't get that. You got Jack in the Box. What's you doing, boy? Going to the lows right now. You see that? You're going to see a lot of this stuff, and this is why I have so many screens and scans, because this tells us exactly where we want to be. So a few more on the upside, and we'll get to the fun side. In the energy, EOG. EOG just skirting near the highs up into here. XEC was actually hanging right, going into new highs for the day up into here. All right, this market's coming in again. If we go to JLL. And JLL, once again, what we look for in the weekly, shooter, hammer, up, right? Now, the magnitude was to take out the high of the shooter, but it also continued to take out yesterday's highs. That's good. Now it just stalls out with a lot of things. All right, market coming in here. So let's take a look at the fun side. Agilent, letter A. Here, still skirting the lows on this, right? We were looking for this in the weekend video, right? Here, because it went up, boom, it was prime setup for a 2-2 reversal on the week, which we got right here below this. 126.49, trading 120.68, not bad. See if we can take a little bit more of this stuff out. All these guys, that would be real nice here. Setting up the shooter for the month too at the end of the month here. Garmin, GRMN, and here you can see on the weekly. Also, took out the high and now taking out the low. That's a 2-2 reversal down on the week, coming back through here. Below 126.73, still going. You hit a 2-day inside pattern, still fighting back here a little bit, so we'll see if that gives us another setup to the downside. If we go to Disca, and Disca here, exhaustion risk by going into the highs on the daily, and then here, this is a Tuesday, right? It is. So what does that mean? That means when we go 2-2 reversal here, 2 up, 2 down, and take out this low below 51.64, that's going to change the week back to red now and coming back potential outside week. That's something I'd want to know about. You're green on the month, but you're running out of month. If we go to VRSN, VRSN, here, going back towards the lows. You see if you can get an inside 30 out of this. You're taking out last month's lows. You're on the lows of the month, right? So this thing's already having a tough time. You see up the upper middle, inside week to the downside, right? Is that something we look for back through previous range? Definitely is. Now, VeriSign having all sorts of problems here. If we go to Jazz Farm. Jazz Farm going inside week to the downside here, right? Upper middle. And then here's what we look for, right? On the daily, stop them out 2 down, stop them out 2 up, boom, back through the range. When it comes to here is your reversal to take this out to trigger that weekly. All right, now you got an inside 30. We'll see if that can take that down. Market's still coming in here. You can see this SPY still doing this. The future's starting to look similar again off the 5-minute. Now looking to give us an outside bar on the 30 off this 2-2 reversal fiver you see right on the 5-minute. 2 up, 2 down, back to previous range. We call that the pivot machine gun. Take all these guys out in one shot. The question to be weak enough to take this out. We're going to find out. Here, give us an outside bar, would you? If you go to Norfolk Southern and the trannies. And Norfolk Southern giving us an outside day. Slight higher high, and then boom, going to come take these guys out, right? And so still melting. You can see not much of a recovery when the market came up. You can take a look at Union Pac. New low list starting to roll along here. Come on, man. Give us that outside bar. Union Pac here in the daily. We'll call this the Momo shooter. Why? Because it's a 2 down, right? But anybody got trapped up in here? thinking this thing's going to recover. Boom, right there, they get taken out. Right there. See if we can take out that weekly low. Looking like an inside month and trying to take an inside 30 down as I speak. I'm also noticing CSX right now going to the low. So you got some choo-choos having some problems there. We also had the towers. American Tower. American Tower, not totally getting killed here, but still skirting the lows and taking out last week's lows. That's stuff I would want to know about. SBAC, SBAC was a little better off the 30 down into here, taking out last week and month's lows, and also tells us to look at CCI. All right, CCI just kind of stuck down here, so we'll see if anything more comes of that. Looks like the Qs are getting close to giving us that outside 30. So if you go back to QQQ and QQQ, there you go. Pokes up. Now, what's this low? 314.86. I'm sorry. Yeah, 314.86. What was the low here? 314.81. There you go. There's your outside bar in the Qs. After the fiver. You see this? Boom. Back to the previous range. Stop them out. Tight stop guys are gone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you your broadening formation on the 5-minute Qs. You can keep an eye on that. If we go to Monster, MNST. And MNST, you can see a lot of these things looking like the futures doing that same thing. But if you go to the 30, ooh, give us outside bar. Pokes up a little bit, now starting to come back down. You see that? Because it couldn't really get off the mat when the market recovered. That's something I'd want to know about. Going to the lows of the week, skirting the lows of the month. All right, Q's still going here. Maybe we can get a little bit more out of that one. If you go to LPSN, once again, not much action on the upside when the market recovered, giving us an outside month in the lower middle, the inside week and down. Boom, back to the previous range. See you later. Yesterday's T2 reversal here, still working. And let's see if that's a 60 or not. There you go. Inside on the 60 right there. That's what you look for. Boom, full time frame counter to the downside. Thanks for playing. If we go to INCY. INCY. Once again, you're going to see not much strength when the market tried to recover. A tool, right? So we'll see if we can get another signal out of that. And the reason we were watching this is we've known about this all month. The monthly chart. Inside bar, pokes up, stops him out, top of the broadening formation. Boom, right here. Rev strat, 1, 2, 2 to take these guys out, and hopefully more. And right now you're getting more. If we go to Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, here taking out last week's lows. Once again, you can see not much of a recovery when the market tried to come back up. You're inside 60 to the downside. That tells us maybe we could look at Dollar General. Dollar Gen now stuck inside on the 60, right? But you can see this on the weekly. The inside week to the downside, that gets our attention there. I'm seeing a bunch of things going into the low. Starbucks here having some problems. So all you got to do right now is looking for them scans that are bringing them in. CDW. There you go. All right. Inside day to the downside. Now you can get a little more steam out of this baby if you can take this out. 154.30. That will take out last week's lows and give you a 2-2 reversal on that. All right, market's staying a little heavy here, folks. If we go to ITCI. Now, ITCI, you can see this thing just got rocked right out the chute. Couldn't get anything going. Inside 60 to the downside. We'll see what more comes of that. If we go to Papa John. And Papa John, here, outside day to the downside. Taking out last week's lows and coming through all this kind of stuff. And red on the month now. So that's going to get my attention for the rest of the day as well. Q's going to the lows, to the lows of this half an hour. Looks like I'm running out of time again, but we can take a look at a couple more. TTD. Ow. Inside day after the big ripper, right? Reverses this, and that's sending it back through the broadening formation like so, you see? Hey, what do you know? Broadening formation, so we want to see if we can come down and get weak enough to take this kind of stuff out. Okay, what else is going on here? Autodesk. Ow! Right? No recovery when the market's coming up. So we'll see. That's why we're going to watch every half an hour, 15 in this, because you can see the tone changes are done by time right now, right? When you have new 60s or 30s going back and forth on what we're going to be going after. That's why I'm on the headset all day. Walmart, inside 60 to the downside, going to the lows of the month. Outside week to the downside, which means it got rejected buying up here and is still being rejected down into the lows. If we go to one more MDB, MongoDB, always want to know what are we going to set up here. And you can see that did have a recovery up into here, and then that's 2 back down, 2 up, back down. And what that sets up for potentially next month is the RevStrat month here. That's something I'd want to know about. Going into the highs after an inside bar and then coming back through. But we got a whole lot of ball game we got to play before we get them. So knowing what to look for and when is very important in a market like this. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, Smith & Black Channel here at Ticker Tiger Strat Time Report.